it's very difficult for me to deprogram the systemic altruism that's been programmed into men. You've been literally programmed to be a disposable tampon. And some guys don't even know it. Some guys take great pride in it. That's why you see guys beating on their chest. I pay 100% of the bills for whores or retired 304s because they're masculine purpose. And they derive this great meaning from a traditional world that does no longer exist. It's not the 1910s. Most of the time, married dudes are the last pick of the draft. Hey, some may argue it's better to be drafted than not get drafted at all. But generally speaking, the way how the sexual dynamics is set up, the sexual marketplace is set up, sexual liberation, birth control, the sexual revolution changed everything. And many times women focus on their careers when they're young, they're sexually liberated, they go after the men that arouse them. And by the time they get time to settle down, they've already been scarred and guys that they have chased after. Because again, fathers are not picking the men for the women. Women have freedom of choice, freedom of will. And with freedom comes great responsibility and liability. Well, in this society, we've removed accountability from women. And we have so many jellyback simps out here that at the end of the rainbow, there's always somebody, maybe not the guy she prefers, but the last pick of the draft will always take her because his options in life, because inevitably he seeks validation through women. You see, there's an order of the universe, whether you're religious or not. God, men, women, children, and man is supposed to get his love from God if he's religious. Or man's supposed to get his validation in terms of his masculinity from a world where the rules and standard of manhood and masculinity is set by men. See, when I see men, I don't look at a man's ability to get a bunch of women as a measure of his masculinity. Now, I see that guy who changed in a head gasket in the parking lot of an AutoZone. The brother, I forgot I could put his channel link in the description. Now, that's some shit that's impressive to me. A guy like that African guy who pulled the engine out of a car with his fist. I am impressed with things that men do that are of a superior nature, or a guy that's a superior scientist or engineer or discoverer. A guy's ability to get pre-owned box that's worth only $50 and he beats on his chest. I find that rather repulsive, to be honest with you, especially guys my age. I mean, pre-owned is everywhere. That's a guy he gets validation from women. It's pre-owned being sold everywhere. They're on the internet telling you, you can read between the lines of what they're saying. If you take me on this $250 date and you're masculine enough, you're going to get this pre-owned. I mean, that's overpriced as far as I'm concerned. I mean, that pre-owned is... That's probably not even worth $20, to be honest with you. But some simp will pay that shit. I mean, the guy who comes over at 11 p.m. ain't paying that crap. But anyhow, that's a whole different world. But these guys will get on in lying and stuff. I think men should boss up for their own freedom. Bossing up for a man should be about you, living the life you want to live, having control over your destiny. You know, you go in the gym, you get in shape because you want to see your dick. Or you want to walk up a flight of stairs and you know, not be absolutely exhausted. You want to walk around with a chest, not titties. That's what bossing up fitness-wise is about. Money, you want to be able to choose if a boss at a job tells you, disrespects you, and you know what, I'm done with this job, man. I quit. I ain't taking your bullshit because you have money in the bank that you can live off of. You have investments and you have resources, so your freedom. That's what bossing up is for me. Not the out here to require, or the ability to say no. Because worst case scenario, you can buy yourself some damn punani. You have the freedom to do that. And I'm not saying you should do that. Like, man, look at this chicken head and what she's saying to me. It's about being able to tell women kick rocks if you have self-esteem. Self-esteem is very important. It's about freedom for me. And they can call you all kinds of names, old, bald, ugly, whatever the hell they want to kill. This is just shaming language that don't mean a damn thing to any man with self-esteem. They don't like your ass anyhow. The dudes that they like. And those dudes are the ones that they trying to cash into. Is the dude they don't like that much. But he looks good enough that they'd allow him to get between her legs because of the money and the resources and the lifestyle. She don't really like that dude, but again, survival and provisions and security, at some point, after they've given away enough free punani, that matters most. Is that, hey, this lifestyle, look, giving this broke dude all this box ain't cutting it. Because at the end of the day, he ejaculates and my life ain't improving. The rent's high, gas is high. Labor rate at these garages to get a car fixed at the dealership, over $20 an hour, depending on where you live in, what state, what environment you live in. So that shit, lifestyle in the distance matters more. They may still go sleep with a certain dude who aroused them on the side, especially with social media and the internet, after they've secured a long-term commitment or marriage from the last pick of the draft. But at the end of the day, needs drive behavior, and security, resources, and money. The economics always wins at the end of the day with decisions. So getting back to on topic and talk about, in life, men have to live in reality. And that's why for many men, I recommend Ayn Rand, an objectivist mentality. We got to defeat this program. Like, it's like getting that simp bug, that virus of simpery that's been programmed into your society, where you see your sacrifice and all these things as a measure of sacrificing for everybody's, putting everybody else's happiness, everybody else's success, everybody else's achievement over your own. You gotta even talk guys out of that shit, man. Half the time, even in situations, I remember talking to a brother who was a divorced brother a couple of days ago, and his own daughter, he's dating this woman, and he's not marrying the woman, but he's dating her. She's an older woman. He's an older dude. His own daughter is lecturing him about how he needs to do right by this woman and marry her or whatever else. He's wasting her time, wasting her years. And I'm asking the question, well, who's your lawyer? How come your daughter's advocating for some strange woman? Hasn't she been married before? Hasn't she had kids before? Who's advocating for what's best for you? And he just looked at me with this 1,000-yard stare in his eyes because he knew I was right. Even his own daughter was advocating for what's best for a woman, not what's best for her father. That's how disgraceful it is. That's how tamponish this society treats men, how disposable men. So reprogramming your mind takes work. It takes work, man. It takes a lot of work. It's difficult. It's hard. Get that altruism out of you. It's natural too. For men are natural protectors and providers in a functional world. But this is not a functional reality. This is an environment where women are raised to be feminists, to hate men, to despise men. Your sacrifice is only valuable to the women that are under your leadership, the women that are valuable to you, the women that are connected to you and that pour into you. Now that's something totally different, because those women are valuable to you. But out here in this Serengeti that we exist in, if you're not into self-preservation, you're going to be used as a fool. In this day and age, in this society, in this world, and this is a global mentality. That's why I tell people a simp is a global victim. Female nature is global. They may not be able to execute the nature, but if you're weak in your manhood and your masculinity, you're a walking victim everywhere you go in this world. And that's the reality of men. There's no fantasy, there's no delusion, no religion's going to save you. Nothing's going to save you other than your own objective thinking, your discipline, your manhood, your masculinity. That's the only thing that's going to save you in this world. Living in fantasy or, love from women. Men need to seek love higher. If that's what you want, real love, God and dogs. How about that? And then you can bust the bubble of fantasy. You're not going to get looking for love from women. Women love their feelings about you or their survival that they get from you. Most of them, not all of that. Look, The old police get out of here, or they come. What they're going to try and do is they're going to go, well, a peaceful life. Maybe it's the women you chose, and maybe it's the women that, man, it ain't about choosing women or not choosing women. This is reality of real nature, real world, real examples. It doesn't matter how righteous people think they are, or whatever else, or whatever people think they are. Again, everything is proven under stress and in the distance. The guy who's talking shit to you today, telling you, oh, you know, you guys don't know, you guys pick wrong. Give him about 10 years. He'll be right here on this channel having a conversation with me, Peaceful Life. I didn't get it then, but I tell you what, I get it now. I understand men. I understand the realities of today. I understand the realities. We all used to be that guy where we just look at another guy and say, man, look at this dude right here. You know, or whatever else. Or we think we have some greater knowledge or greater wisdom or greater, you know, we think we're so much better than, or so smart, so much smarter than the other dudes. But live long enough and you discover some things about the reality of life. And maybe sometimes I don't have the answers. And I always tell you, there's no solutions, there's only trade-offs. But I can tell you what I can observe and reject of reality. And that's why I recommend young men that's just got a divorce or whatever, start absorbing Ayn Rand's content, Objectivist reality. It doesn't matter whether she was atheist or not. You can skip that part. If you want to believe in religion and God, believe in it, but live life in reality, not feelings. Men are supposed to be realists. You're supposed to be tough, but realists. And that's the reality of the day. Peace and blessings to you guys. I got to hit this gym real quick and get my day started. I'm actually behind. Woo, yeah. Gentlemen, peace and blessing. Make sure you hit the like button. I'm out.